Yo, what's up everybody? Welcome to another horror DVD / Blu-ray update. It is August 16th, I believe today. Freshly back from my trip. It was fucking awesome. I went to Toronto, went to New York, back to Toronto. It was fucking amazing. I gotta say New York, off the heezy. That shit was amazing. I got a really fucking huge update. I'm gonna split this up into two parts. So this is gonna be part one, just the DVDs. Try to get the TV box sets, and then the next one will be DVD box sets and Blu-ray box sets and Blu-rays and stuff. So, anyways, I thought I'd change it up. I'll start off with a couple non-horror stuff. I got like maybe 6 items here. First up is Sheba Baby, starring Pam Grier. I'm a really big black exploitation fan. I love these movies from the 70s. I'm a huge Pam Grier fan too. I think she's absolutely beautiful. Yeah, so Sheba Baby. Next up is Foxy Brown. I used to have this on VHS back in the day, and I just never upgraded to DVD. It's probably even on Blu-ray now, I don't know. But classic film, love Foxy Brown, it's amazing. Next up is Bucktown with Fred Williamson and Pam Grier. Another really great film. Yeah, you can't go wrong with these. Next up is the only Schwarzenegger movie I never owned, which is The Sixth Day. It's an okay film. It's not my favorite, but it's a decent Schwarzenegger film. Next up is Good Burger, a Nickelodeon Presents film. This movie's so bad, it's good. Yeah, I don't know. It makes me laugh. Good Burger. And last up here we got Billy Bob Thornton, Bad News Bears. I'm a huge baseball freak, so anything baseball I always got to pick up. So yeah, Bad News Bears. Alright, getting into the horror stuff. Now I'll start off with a few that I've watched, actually. I haven't really watched too much because I've been away for 2 weeks, but first up is The Jitters. John Fasano. He also directed... Well, never mind. I did a review for this film. It'll be on the FrayTube on Sunday, so check that out. The Jitters. Next up is Bram Stoker's Shadow Builder. I honestly didn't really enjoy this movie at all. I thought this movie was really shitty. Yeah, I'm not really going to get into the plot, like I said. I don't really want to talk too much about these films. I got too much to show, but not a very good film. I didn't really enjoy it that much. Necromentia. Now, this was a weird fucking movie, man. Really weird. Put out by Image. You know what? It's not overly that bad. It's just different. It's really fucking weird. But not too bad. Porn Star Zombies. I did a review on the FrayTube for this one last week. It's a black and white, really like no budget horror movie. Zombie film. It was enjoyable. I actually really enjoyed this. It wasn't too bad. The next two here I hadn't watched since they came out, but had to pick them up because I just never owned them. From Dusk Till Dawn 2, Texas Blood Money. It's kind of like a remake of the first one. A little different scenario, but it's okay. It's not shitty, like terrible, but it's not that great. But from Dusk Till Dawn 3, The Hangman's Daughter, I really enjoyed this movie again. Set in the Wild West. And, I don't know, man, it has a certain type of charm to it. I don't know, it just kind of works for me. I thought it was good. Next up is a Dutch slasher film called Deadly Game. It was okay. It wasn't anything spectacular, but I would recommend, if you can find this one for a penny or something like that. But, it's a decent slasher film from the Netherlands, so I don't know, it was okay. Next up is a movie I've been after for a long time, and then I finally picked it up, and it's called Edge of Sanity. It's Dr. Jekyll, Mr. Hyde story, starring Anthony Perkins. Now, Anthony Perkins plays a wicked Dr. Jekyll, man. He's fucking creepy as hell in this movie, man. Really good performance. Very enjoyable film. I highly recommend checking this one out if you've never seen this one. Next up is another film I reviewed on the FrayTube. It's called Attack Girls Swim Team vs. the Undead. I believe this is like a couple weeks ago. It's just a fucked up, batshit crazy Asian horror film, zombie film. It's got some really weird shit in it, but still pretty enjoyable. I picked up this double feature here for Jack Frost 2 because it was like ultra dirt cheap, like I think like $1 or something like that. So But the transfer on Jack Frost 2 is actually like a anamorphic widescreen one, so I thought that was pretty cool. And of course, Ice Cream Man's classic, but I have a single copy of that one. But Jack Frost 2, enjoyable. Next up is Devil's Highway. This is another film put out by Image. You know what? This movie had a decent premise to it, but it wasn't executed very good. It was really, really drawn out and boring. I don't recommend this one. I thought it was actually quite shitty. Picked up another copy of my favorite horror film, Dawn of the Dead, under the title Zombie. This is the Argento cut. Yeah, very cool addition to have. It's just, you know, something else to add to the collection. Love Dawn of the Dead. Now this was a cool find, man. I found the 21st anniversary special edition Toxic Avenger edition from Australia. Now this was really cheap, so I was like, that's pretty cool to find. It's a double disc. Yeah, I don't know. I just thought it was cool to add to the collection. I'm a huge Toxic Avenger fan, so yeah, director's cut. Very cool edition to have. I didn't even know that they'd ever put this movie out in Australia, but I guess so. Next up, I picked up another copy of Toxic Avenger Part 3. I don't know why I do these things, but yeah, Part 3. Definitely my least favorite out of the 4. Here's Part 4, Citizen Toxie. I just picked it up because I have all these movies in a box set, but I just, you know, I wanted them solo, so. But yeah, this is the double disc version of Citizen Toxie. Very, very enjoyable film. And then, yeah, it's getting into some more Troma stuff. Excuse me here. Forgot my beer up there. Drinking some banana bread beer, if you can see that. Very odd, but yeah. Cheers to Ale of the Week. First up, yeah, I got a few Troma films here. Mutant Nazis and Zombies, the Desecration Collection. First up, The Secret of the Magic Mushrooms. Next up, Attack of the Tromaggot. And Teen 8 Verse, The Monster Nazi Apocalypse. Now, are those not the 3 best fucking titles for a triple feature? I heard this on I seen this on Terror for Tom's video, and he said Tromaggot was really good. I was after this one anyways, but I finally picked it up. I found it for like $2, so that was a fucking score. But yeah, looking forward to checking those out. Picked up the relatively newer release, Doomsday County. It's still in the wrapper. This was like $2 due, brand new. I bought it used, but it was brand new. Obviously yet to watch that. Now this one made me laugh. Like I honestly laughed out loud at this. Cars 3, released by Troma. Now, to my knowledge, this is not a sequel to any other movie named Cars. Obviously not the Pixar films, but there is no Cars 1 and 2, so this one has a really funny title. Yeah, the premise sounds pretty funny, so probably low-budget shit. Chillers, picked up for relatively super cheap. I have a copy of this in one of the Troma box sets, or the Blood Bank or the Toxie Top 10. I can't remember which one it's in, but a solo copy, whatever. Maybe it has a different transfer. I don't know. I have no idea. But Chillers, awesome anthology film. I really enjoy that one. Next up is Coming Distractions, Troma's like trailer videos and stuff like that. And last up for the Troma stuff, I picked up Trailer Town. This is another sealed copy here. Yeah, Trailer Town. Love my Troma shit. Trying to rip through this. Alright, so now the next one, this was fucked up because I ordered the the Day of the Dead, you know, Velcro snap double disc because I just never owned that one. Anyways, I got sent this, and I was like, okay. It has the original discs in it, but as you can see, it's not the Velcro snap case. Basically, the case must have been fucked up or something, but so they basically printed out the cover and put it into a case, but I got the real disc, and I was like, what the fuck, really? It's actually not a bad, you know, printed out cover, but I was like, seriously guys, send me the fucking right one. So anyways, they sent me the Day of the Dead, you know, this edition. I've just never picked this up before. I mean, everyone's seen this, and I was very happy to see that the notebook was in there too, so that was a super cool thing. So I don't know, so I kind of have like a half bootleg of Day of the Dead double disc. The discs are real weird. Okay, getting into the ones I haven't watched, and well, some things I have seen, but first up, Inhuman Resources, Fangoria. Yeah, I've been after this for a little bit too, looking to check this out. I know it's under a different name in Australia. It escapes me right now. I know Andrew knows, but I heard really good things about this one. Next up is Elvira's movie Macabre, featuring Legacy of Blood and Devil's Wedding Night. This is put out by Shout Factory, and this was $2 used. So I'm like, that's fucking amazing. It comes on, you know, the movies are on their own separate discs, right there. So, which is very cool, very cool. Shout Factory does an amazing job with all the releases. So stoked to pick that up right there. Next up is a film called Cannibal Suburbia. I picked this up because it has cannibal in the title. I love cannibal films, so looking forward to watching this one. It looks like a really low budget film. I believe this is put out by Midnight Release and Jazz, so it's gonna be some low budget shit probably. Jason Takes Manhattan, number 8. I just didn't have this solo edition I have in the box sets and stuff, so yeah, I'm just missing one out of all these deluxe editions. Part 7 I'm missing, so that was like dirt cheap. I got it for like $3 actually. Next up is a double feature, Moon of the Wolf and Honeymoon of Horror. I've been after Moon of the Wolf for a long time. I love werewolf films, and I've never seen it, so I heard it's really good. I always see it like on top werewolf lists and stuff, so Moon of the Wolf, looking forward to checking that out. Next up is the 1993 remake of Body Snatchers, Invasion of the Body Snatchers, the Abel Ferreira version. This is a really good movie. I really enjoy like all the Invasion movies. I haven't seen the newest one. I believe it's just called Invasion with Nicole Kidman. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I haven't seen that one, but I have like, you know, the first 3 or whatever. Next up is a film I just had to add to the collection because I didn't own a copy of it. I actually really enjoyed this movie, which is Stir of Echoes. Yeah, I remember watching this when it came out, and I've seen it a couple times since, but I haven't seen it in years, so I do got to check this one out again. But I always remember really liking this movie, and just never had a copy. Next up is one I know absolutely nothing about. Just read the synopsis on the back and decided to check it out, and it's called Neighborhood Watch. The guy on the front just reminded me of Robert Englund at first. I don't know why. Maybe just the stare he's doing there, but yeah, it's from the creator of the cult classic Dr. Giggles, so I don't know really. But who knows? Might be okay. This is one I remember hearing about when it came out, I believe in the early 2000s, 2001, called The Forsaken. I can't remember if this was any good. This is probably just one of those teen fucking vampire films. It's probably shitty, but I can't recall if I've seen this or not. I don't know. I can't remember. Yeah, The Forsaken. Now I had to pick this up again because I don't lose many things like films and stuff, but this one escaped my collection somehow. I don't know where it went, but I had to get Jaws Revenge. I have, you know, the first 3, and for some weird reason I lost this movie, so I had to pick it up again. Jaws Revenge. It's a bad movie, but I had to, you know, complete the franchise. Now this was a cool find for a couple dollars. Henry 2, Portrait of a Serial Killer, put out by Dark Sky Films. I've never actually seen the sequel to this film, to Henry, so I'm looking forward to checking this out. It says it takes place right after where the first one leaves off, so that's encouraging. Yeah, very cool. Henry 2. Picked up a 70s creature feature film called Bug. There's multiple films called Bug, but this is from 1975, I think, or something like that. Yeah, 1975. So I've heard that it's pretty cheesy, but that's what I'm looking for. Next up is Shout Factory release. Shout Factory, not Scream Factory. I think it's interesting that Shout Factory put this out, but Cold Prey 2. I love Cold Prey 1. I heard Cold Prey 2 might even be better than the first one, so I'm really, really stoked to checking this out. Yeah, I can't wait to check this out, man. Next up is another film I didn't have in my collection. I enjoyed this film for what it was, and it's like a double disc edition, like in a fat case. And The Others. Yes, I don't know. I didn't know this movie was that crazy enough to have a double disc edition, but yeah, I got this for like $3, so why not? The Others with Nicole Kidman. The stack is getting fucking huge. Next up is Summer's Moon, and just another pickup from my buddy's store. Don't know really anything about it, but I like to give these low-grade films a chance. Next up is a film I didn't even know that had a solo release. The Terror. with Jack Nicholson and Boris Karloff. I've seen this movie in double packs and stuff like that. I just never picked it up, but this is actually a really good film. It's been a long time since I've seen it, but yeah, The Terror. So I was very, very excited to find that. Next up is part of the Euroshot collection, Dr. Orloff's Monster. I believe this is the sequel to Dr. Orloff. Yeah, which is very cool. Put out by Image. I got this for fucking cheap from oldies.com. I think it was only a couple bucks, so very cool. Looking forward to checking that out. Next up is a Dark Sky Films release, Violent Midnight. Don't know anything about this one, but I love Dark Sky releases. I think they do a fantastic job with their movies. And they put out some pretty obscure shit and very cool stuff, so yeah, looking forward to checking that out. I'm going to have to start a new pile here. This thing is like up to my chest already. Yeah, I finally got my hands on this movie. Haven't seen it in years, but I'm really excited to check this one out again. And Frogs. I believe this is from the early 70s. Yeah, 1972. Yeah, Frogs. I'm super stoked to check this out, man. Again, I remember loving Frogs. Just cheesy fun. Ted V. Michaels, The Worm Eaters. Yeah, The Worm Eaters. If you're going to check out part 2, I got some more Ted Michaels stuff to show. Yeah, so stay tuned for part 2 of this series, or this update. Yeah, The Worm Eaters. Been after that one for a long time. And I got my hands on part 4, volume 4 of Tales of Voodoo. This one is featuring Temple of Hell and Cannibal Curse. I like these little 2-pack, these Tales of Voodoo collections. I don't know, the movies are pretty shitty, but they're fun to collect. I know there's 5 volumes, so gotta pick up the 5th one. Oh yeah, what are we, like 17 minutes into this video right now? I am sorry people, I'm trying to rush through this. Gotta move this a little closer. Okay, next up is a James Balsano film called Hack Job. I know he did a film called I Spill Your Guts, which I own, and he just released a new one called Cold as Hell, or Cold as Ice. I don't know, one of those 2 titles. Shit, I can't, escapes me right now. I've heard this one is better than I Spill Your Guts. I know a lot of people didn't really like I Spill Your Guts. I kind of did. It wasn't really the greatest. I do agree that the editing was fucking weird in the movie. But yeah, I'm looking forward to checking out Hack Job. I mean, fuck, look at the awesome soundtrack. It's got, you know, White Coffin, Odorous, Your Youngest is in this film. Debbie Rochon. Yeah, love Debbie Rochon. Next up is a Giallo film called Eerie Midnight Horror Show, also known as The Sexorcist. Yeah, I don't know much about this one, to be honest. I just recognize The Sexorcist. But I know it's a Giallo. But looking forward to checking this out. I don't know when it came out. Kind of irrelevant, I guess. The Bay, been hearing good things about The Bay. This was just another used pickup that I got for like ultra cheap. Couldn't pass it up. I mean, for $2 or whatever, I picked it up for $2 or $3. Yeah. The Bay. Next up, this was a recommendation from Danny from the Fright Tube. Little Des, I know that he did this. He reviewed this just recently. It's put out by Image too, so yeah, looking forward to checking that one out. Next up, kind of goofed up here. I had ordered Orca from oldies.com, and when I was down in New York, I actually picked up another copy because I completely forgot that I'd order it. So I have 2 copies of Orca. I'll just save one for a contest and give it away in a contest or whatever. But yeah, so Orca. I've heard really good things about this movie, so hey. Both copies were super cheap, so whatever. Next up is Excision on DVD. I still have not seen this movie. Really looking forward to it. Heard really good things about this. Put out by Anchor Bay. But yeah, I'm really excited to check this out, finally. I don't buy many of these packs, as people know, but I picked this up because of Blood Diner. I'm really fucking sick and tired of looking for that, I think the German release of it or whatever. So yeah, I basically just picked this up for Blood Diner. I have Parents in a double feature. Earth Girls Are Easier is a good movie. Sundown, Fido I own also, and I don't know, Boy Eats Girl, I don't know the films, but it was worth the $5 to pick up just for Blood Diner, so like that, love that movie. Next up is another Dark Sky Films release, The Devil's Reign. I don't know much about this, but like I said, you know, I collect Dark Sky Films, so why not pick this one up? Yeah. Next up is a double feature of Cat People and the Curse of Cat People. I grabbed this because why not? Double feature, you know, the original and the sequel. It was like $5 brand new. It was selling at a used price, but yeah. Wow, these movies are really short. Yeah, Cat People, Curse the Cat People. Love Cat People. I've never seen the sequel. Next up is The Bleeding House. I also picked this one up used. It's actually still brand new though. Yeah, I don't really know much about this, but I've seen a few people show it, so why not give it a shot. Next up is Curandero. I don't know how to exactly to say this movie. Robert Rodriguez presents this film. Dawn of the Demon. Yeah, I've seen a couple people show this one, and I just randomly came across it, so I was like, you know what? Fuck. Might as well add it to the basket. Next up is a film called Holy Terror. This one runs like crazy shit. Yeah, 52 fucking minutes. I don't know anything about this one. I picked it up because I like the title of Holy Terror. I thought that was pretty cool. So, yeah. Finally got my hands on this film by Snaps. Wild Zero. I love this movie. This is a great fucking zombie film. Asian zombie film. Yeah, I gotta revisit this one. I love this movie when I saw it a few years back. So, but looking forward to checking that out again. Yeah, Shriek Show release of Devil Dog, Hound of Hell. Haven't seen this one in fucking years. I believe this came out in the 70s, I want to say. But, yeah. Awesome film. I remember just loving this one. Killer Dog film, can't go wrong. This one looked cheap as hell. Death Factory. I mean, it had death in the title. I'm really bad for buying films with like cannibal or blood or bloody or death in the titles. But, yeah, this one is also put out on a really budget label, so probably shitty, but who knows. Next up is an early 60s film called Kiss of the Vampire, put out by Image in the Snapper case. The classic Snapper cases. Yeah, I've never seen this one. Picked it up. Herschel Gordon Lewis film called Color Me Blood Red. This is like one of the only Herschel Gordon films I don't own. I think I need one or two more, and I've got like every single one of his movies. So, yeah, Color Me Blood Red. And another Something Weird video release called Bloody Pit of Horror. Yeah, I like Something Weird. I mean, they're very hit and miss, but some of them are pretty good. These older ones are just fucking weird ass films. So yeah, we got like 7 minutes left. I'll quickly show these TV series off that I got here. First up, I picked up American Gothic. This was a TV series that ran only for one season. I've only watched the first couple episodes, but I will be finishing this up and talking about it later, I think. But this has a pretty cool premise to it. I'm looking forward to checking the rest of this out. Seems like it's pretty interesting, and it's kind of a shame that one season. I always get pissed off at that shit, man. Next up is Volume 1 of the Addams Family. The show aired from like 63 to, or 64 to like 66 or something like that. But yeah, I haven't watched the Addams Family in years and years and years, so I'm looking forward to checking this out. This was like $3 or $5 or whatever in my buddy's store, so yep. I gotta get Volume 2 and Volume 3, but yeah, I'll pick those up after. And I also picked up the entire series of The Dead Zone, all 6 seasons, and my buddy asked $5 a season, so I'm like, you know what, why not? Season 1 of The Dead Zone. These are like, they come in like these big thick cases. It's kind of like, got a booklet in there. It's got like 4 discs and shit, so yeah, I mean $5 and they're like fucking brand new. Season 2 of The Dead Zone. I actually haven't even opened up this one. This one actually has way more discs. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 discs. That's pretty cool. So season 2 of The Dead Zone. Season 3. Season 4. Season 5. And Season 6, the last season of The Dead Zone. Now, I've seen the first season of this when it aired years ago, and I remember really liking it, so I've wanted to check these out forever, and I was, whatever, you know, I couldn't pass it up. You had the whole series there for $5 a season, so, I mean, he gave me the deal, so, but that was pretty cool. But yeah, that's going to do it for the DVDs. I'll be back in part 2 with like I said, I've got some DVD box sets I'm going to show, and then I'll get into the DVDs, or into the Blu-rays and the Blu-ray box sets and stuff. I got some actually pretty cool stuff to show in the next part of this video, so, or in this update, so stay tuned for that. Once again, thank you for watching and subscribing. Leave comments if you've seen any of the ones I haven't seen. I know it's a lot of fucking movies to, you know, to comment on and stuff, so do your best. I try to get back. I'm sorry I didn't get back to people for like the last couple weeks, but like I said, I was on holidays. I did all my commenting this morning. It took me like an hour and a half to do, so I got back to you guys. Anyways, thank you once again for sticking around to this point in the video. I'm sorry it ran, you know, like 26, 27 minutes, so peace out, homies.